It's been only a few days since I uploaded a video about copyright on this channel, and already a huge copyright scandal happened on YouTube and in the gaming world. Talk about timing. Nintendo reportedly sued a live streamer, Every Game Guru, for pirating and distributing pirated software. At this point, this is normal behavior for Nintendo and we shouldn't be surprised, but Guru's behavior, shameless behavior I might add, will leave you in shambles. My guy got caught streaming pirated games on Twitch on multiple occasions, leaked video games from Nintendo that were unreleased, shared links on how to download those games, and gave instructions on how exactly to install the software. Not only that, he also repeatedly put up his Cash App QR code on stream so that people can pay him for it. His channel got nuked, his Twitch is gone, and do you want to know what this legend did? He taunted Nintendo. He spammed Nintendo, claiming he had burner accounts and they could never stop him. I can do this all day. And Nintendo said, bet. We can do this all day too. Consequentially, Nintendo is suing every single time Guru has infringed upon Nintendo's rights individually. So they want to punish every single stream, every single link, and every single leak individually. This means millions of debt, and there is only one way for this man out of it: selling your soul to Nintendo. He will probably have to pay parts of his paychecks to Nintendo for the rest of his life, because there's no way that he can just pay these millions and millions of US dollars that they want from him. He will be like Nintendo's puppy. And the funny thing is, even then, he probably will not be able to repay all of the damages in his lifetime. And Nintendo knows that. It's not about getting the money back. It's a display of power and sending a message to all of us that we are not safe if we try to fuck with Nintendo. This man's arrogance single-handedly brought upon the monumental L of the year to the anti-copyright movement. Now you might ask yourself, Akai, you just proposed to abolish the very concept of intellectual property on YouTube in a video just a few days ago. What is your opinion? Do you think that Every Game Guru is in the right? Hell no, he isn't. I do respect the hustle, but he took it way too far. He really went down graciously, and I don't think that anything he did was for a good cause, but just out of his pure arrogance. He didn't even try to hide anything. And I obviously cannot condone illegal activities. This is not a whistleblow. Do not pirate anything. While already at the topic of last video, let's talk about it. Your guys' reaction to it was nothing short of amazing. I didn't expect it to blow up like it did. And I want to thank you for all of the feedback and constructive discussions you were having in the comments. I was really happy about that. Now, of course, with this many comments, we did attract the shitso posters, but they were far and in between. Understanding. This individual I had a very constructive conversation with, and they brought up some great points, and I would like to clarify some of them. So you spend 10 million for research, a competitor steals it, manufactures it, and then you will never have a reason to spend 10 million again. It is part of my video that I define why I believe that intellectual property doesn't actually meet the requirements to be called a property. So stealing it wouldn't be possible in the proposal that I made. The next question is, if we are discouraging private investments, then how are we going to get new research? How are we going to invent new medicine to cure diseases? I think that if the people want medicine to cure their diseases, then the people should pay for it. That is what the government and that is what taxes are there for. I don't think that this is a form of saying, oh, I want other people to take care of my needs. It's the opposite. I want my money, my taxes to be used for research, and I want a government that I trust to take care of it, and not potentially greedy private investors. Another thing that I take issue with is that I have read multiple comments of people claiming that I am suggesting some form of communism, which absolutely is not what I was talking about. Communism would mean the expropriation of all private property to the government, so that now the governments are the ones who own it. That is not what I want. I want intellectual property to be seen as a public good that everybody is allowed to access freely. Those are not the same thing. Overall, however, I can totally understand the points that Abishanu1 is making, and I completely respect your position. Thank you for the nice talk. Agnes Hom writes, in a world where the concept of intellectual property doesn't exist, how do you propose compensating full-time authors, singers, artists, etc.? I propose that they find somebody who wants to pay them, like every other worker with any other skill has. If you're a singer, be a live band, give concerts, do live streams on Twitch. There are always people who are willing to pay you and support you. As I mentioned in my video, I absolutely think that art will not be hurt by this at all. I think that art will always find a way to prevail and thrive given its limitations. Space Cadet 35 writes, the problem is that big companies have broken IP systems. Big companies use every possible tactic, legal and illegal, to make sure that the creator gets as little, if any, money for their creations. Yes, absolutely. Taylor Swift for a long time was able to resist Spotify. But being in a position such as Taylor Swift is extremely rare, and most artists don't have that power. Pretty Undefined right now writes, abolish the concepts of money and property first. And while you're at it, abolish that odious humanly innate egocentrism. Then let's get to intellectual property, all in the right order. I can't really agree with this comment because I believe that human egocentrism is, as they say, innate. So therefore, we cannot abolish it as a society, we cannot stop it, but we can find ways to channel it in more or less beneficial ways for us. Academia Cybersoa writes, most incentives to be creative are caused by a sheer internal need to create, a sheer curiosity. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. I believe that the urge to be creative and to be curious are innate to humans, and no matter what we do, we will always do those both things. All of the laws that we make, all of the ways in which we organize society are just boundaries in which these innate urges will try to thrive. I Am Procrastinating Right Now was usually arguing to go back to the original copyright laws, give an artist some 5 or 10 years to profit off an invention. That is beautiful as well, I think, and it's a great middle ground where I think we can fix a lot of the issues that we have today. And this kind of comment was made by multiple people, and I think it's a good idea. There is no need to lock an IP or invention or a drug, a vaccine, or some engineered mechanism for 80 or 100 years. Most of the time, the people that invented this have died by that point anyway. And then the right holders tend to be big companies. And big companies are not the peoples. That is my train of logic. Let's get something spicy towards the end. Mazology Media 14 says, I'm sorry to say this, but this is nothing but well thought out babbling about a topic way more complex than you set it up to be. And then he goes on a rant about how entrepreneurs are these great beings. They give up a lot of free time, others are spending with their loved ones, and they work often double the hours of everybody else. My issue with this statement is that I don't have anything against people that work hard and people who work hard to take care of their families and their loved ones. I think everybody should work hard, and if you find a way to be very productive, then you should do it, and you should get your money, go get your bag. That's amazing. I just think harboring ideas and gatekeeping intellectual knowledge from others is not the way to go about it. Go make an invention, go produce it, go change the world. That's what I want you to do.